Good Monday to all y'all out there in YouTube land. Hey, guess what? It is Monday, so it is time for the Mind of the World. And the Mind of the World brought to you this week by For Real Milkshakes. This particular milkshake was a root beer float flavored milkshake. Now, I don't know where you find these For Real machines. We got one here at the M&H in beautiful downtown Mitchell, and it is, it is good stuff right there. And it's expensive, but that's the way it goes. Anyhow, For Real, get For Real there. And so what is on the mind of the world? Well, a couple different things. There's the transgenders in the military, and someone done took account of the transgenders in the military. Found out there's like 15,000 transgender people in the military serving right now, and we will be. I don't know what's going to happen to those people when this ban goes through. If it's going to be retroactive and then they got to go, or if they're going to get grandfathered in, they get to stay. I don't know. And to tell you the truth, I don't really know what to think about this whole thing. And not being a transgender myself, I don't really have a dog in the fight. I don't know that I even know any transgender people. And and nobody ever done come up to me and said, "You don't know this, but I is a transgender person." Nobody's ever said that to me. So I don't know what to. I've seen a couple different points of view on this. One of my neighbors says that anybody willing to take a bullet for their country ought to have if they can pass the physical and all that jazz, they should have the ability, the right, the opportunity to do that. And there's some people say, well, yeah, but it's going to cost the government too much to get them to the gender that they want to be, or whatever. So I don't know. It's well, right now it's out of my hands. There's nothing I can do one way or the other. I just hope that if those who want transgenders in them, and I have to say, most of the people that I've seen from this, ain't transgenders. There's a couple of transgenders that have made their point of view, made known. Most of it is angry liberals who just want something to complain about. My definition of an angry liberal is someone who has an opinion, and anybody that does not share that opinion is called a moron, or ignorant, or something along those lines. Now me, I have, with age has come wisdom. I have realized, unlike some folks, that my opinion is not always the right. There are times when I'm wrong, and so I have to make allowances for that. I'm kind of a maverick, as in I'm not real. I do have some liberal points of view, very few, and I have some conservative points of view, and so there's kind of a conflict there, because I got half of my family liberal, the other half is conservative. I'm usually the tie-breaking vote in this situation, and where it comes to transgenders in the military, I have to come up with a definite maybe. I don't know. Maybe I could say maybe not even, but I can't say yes or no, because I don't know. We're gonna have to, I don't know, someone smarter than me gonna have to figure this out, and I guess that's why they got Trump as president, because he's gonna have to figure this out on his own, and of course that's the wonderful thing about this country, is there's always someone has talk about freedom of speech. Well, yeah, the person got freedom of speech, but the other person, the opposing side, they got the the freedom to rebuttal. And that's one thing about this country. We can talk about it, and hopefully not get, as long as we don't call the other person names, as long as we don't say the other person's ignorant because they don't agree with us. That's what I don't understand. My experiences is not the same as somebody else's. So I don't know, and it's like anyhow. And I wasn't even going to talk about the transgenders that long. I was just going to mention it and get right back onto it. We've gone nearly 5 minutes after that, because I was going to talk about Obamacare. And what I got to say about Obamacare, basically, they're trying to repeal and replace it with Trumpcare. And I can't find one nickel's worth of difference between Obamacare and Trumpcare. And I'm going to call this episode "The Truth About Trumpcare," and because I can't. For one thing, I heard something last week that just about tickled me. Somebody said that they wasn't going to tell Congress what was in the new Trumpcare bill, unless they passed it. We all know where we heard that one before, no? Yeah, indeed. And of course, there's other ways in which I heard. Well, now I've heard a couple different versions of the Congress being exempt. Congress was exempt from Obamacare. Well, Representative Christy Nolan was at a telephone town hall meeting, and I was present with the help of my handy-dandy cell phone here, which I'm not going to, can't, in case you see the number. Anyhow, but she says that no, she had to do the same thing as the rest of us. She got, and unless someone, and if you out there, if you got proof that Christy Nolan is not on Obamacare, you do something, you make a comment, and we'll see about that. Because if she's lying, well, she can forget it. Oh, and a couple of program notes. Oh, forget about that. Let's get back onto Obamacare. Yeah, and the other thing about Obamacare, and how it relates to Trumpcare is that Trumpcare is also going to be, they're going to make it mandatory. You gotta be part of Trumpcare in order, or face stiff penalties and all that. Yeah. And that's another thing I didn't like about the original. So like I say, don't see a nickel's worth of difference between the two. So, it's kind of like the difference between measles and rubella, basically. I'm not going to say measles and mumps, because mumps is a little different than measles. It's different from mumps and rubella, which of course, rubella is German measles, which is, measles, say asol, no, atun, yeah, that's what I thought. Anyhow, and a little programming note, Labor Day is coming up, and so of course that means the 4th season of the Jerry Hinkle program will be on that particular Monday, Labor Day, and I'm going to do a little, I'm going to sing a tune or two, yeah. You have been warned now. So, that Labor Day picnic that you was invited to, no, I got to watch the Jerry Hinkle program. Well, you might want to go to the Labor Day picnic. I'm going to sing you a tune or two. We're going to tell a few Norm Crosby jokes, because, that's Labor Day without a Norm Crosby joke. That's just no holiday at all. And so we're going to sing a little bit, we're going to tell a few jokes, and we're just going to have a big old time there. And I'm going to be doing it almost live, just about pretty near, not from the Ashley Kringen Studios where we are right now, but I have booked a suite at the Ramada Inn. I tried to do it on Memorial Day. It was full up. I tried to do it on 4th of July, full up. Tried to do it on my birthday weekend, which also happened to be the Corn Palace Stampede Radio. Full up. I got it. I had to do it a month ahead of time, but yes, I did get it. And hopefully, we'll see if I can, hopefully they'll honor it. I don't know why they wouldn't. Someone told me that the manager at the Ramada used to go to Wesleyan. I did not know that. Hopefully she graduated, because, you know, the best people do, if she did actually go. And so, good for her, and good for you, and good for all of us. And I guess that's, for now, that's all I got to say. So, until next time, Mr. and Mrs. Planet Earth, this is Jerry Hinkle with Jerry Hinkle. This is Jerry Hinkle with Mind of the World, saying God be with you to the best you can, and get out of my bathroom. You're invading my privacy.